Mic check, 1, 2, and we are live. Hey, all you Splinterheads, welcome back. Once again, this is Bronze Dragon sitting here in the chair. Saturday morning stand up, number 124 coming at you. Thanks for dropping by. As always, I do appreciate the time you spend with me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in this fine world. I appreciate it. So let's dive in and talk about what we've been up to in Splinterlands. We did have a big town hall this last week, more than 2 hours long. I've got to be real with you. A lot of times I can't make these town halls due to the timing of it, especially this one occurred earlier in the day for me. So I had to digest it and listen to it in multiple steps because of just fitting it into my day and everything. I understand they only occur like once a month, but man, they take a long time to get through. They do provide a lot of information, however, and like I always say, this is one of the things that really keeps me attracted to the game Splinterlands, because most other games you don't get this kind of interaction with the development team, let alone the head guy in on the team. Sometimes you get interaction with moderators and things like that, but I haven't been in. There's a few other the blockchain games that do have a limited amount of interaction between the team and the people who play the game. But Splinterlands, I think, does it right, and we've done it in various forms over the years. Sometimes a little bit more often. I think as long as the team likes the amount of time they put into it, and obviously from a work perspective, I could see where maybe once a month is the right timing. It just is a pretty long it's a pretty long meeting when it does happen. But lots of stuff going on. They talked about lots of stuff that they're working on to bring into the game. And I saw, just as a way to kind of start out, that Dave had to leave a big message on Discord this morning. And apparently it looks like they're catching some people trying to bot in frontier mode, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're catching people trying to bot in modern as well. So he had to put a big terms of service agreement type statement up today in the official Splinterlands Discord. You can read through it, but basically it says no botting in restricted formats, modern, foundations, tournaments, and brawls. These are all made to be live interaction, human play. So, if you don't like it, go find another game, I guess. But that was one interesting thing that happened this weekend. Another thing you might like to talk about is Blaze put out this announcement yesterday. They apparently we talked about this Arena Fanatic card here a while back. They had devised it to be a benefit, something for streamers to basically to increase people watching those of us who stream. Of course, this applies to Twitch. Obviously, they haven't found a way to really make it work with YouTube yet. On YouTube does have a drops type function, but only the biggest streamers can use it for some reason. But this is live, and it looks like Tails headed this up and tested it out this past week. He had shot me a ping, but unfortunately, due to the timing, I was streaming at the same time he was streaming and testing it, so I wasn't able to join. I tried a few streams on Twitch. I'm just the wrong demographic. People don't go to Twitch to listen to a graybeard talk about games. So I hope this goes well for him. It kind of looks like I looked briefly at the write-up on this, and it looks like if you go and you link it to your Splinterlands account, and then you go and you watch some Splinterlands streamers like Buns, Bags, and Caps, and a few other guys. As you watch several hours, you're going to get different increments of glint. I think it's 1,000 glint a piece. And then when you get to the top and you get to 15 hours, then you get a BCX of this card called the Arena Fanatic. And it will be available in standard, gold foil and black foil. I don't know if that's just going to be all random, like if you earn this and you go in to the game and you flip it over, it's random. I don't know how that works yet, but that's a new thing we could talk about. Once again, not really any way I can do that here on YouTube, but Dave also made the statement, hey, if you come up with some good ideas on how you could give it away, who knows? There's just really no way I can do that on YouTube, though, because I would have to keep track of how many hours you watch. It's just not doable. So we'd have to come up with some other way. Crypto Beaver's in the house. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. If you're in the house, please say something because thus far, only Crypto Beaver has said anything. So basically in-game this week, I have been playing a little bit of Frontier. Haven't been that successful in Frontier, though. However, most of what I've been doing in-game has been relegated to land. In fact, I have to go over and I have to do a little bit of maintenance on my land. I bought a new card. Which is Cerebrus, if you remember that back from the day. Let's see here. It's beta. And it is fire. Yeah, this is the one I just bought, max level. I am going to cycle, after I do a claim here, I'm going to cycle this card in on the one epic land I have to produce a little bit more ore. But let's go back to land. I'm just going to do this really quickly. This is something, if you're not a land player, this is something you have to do at least once a week. I go into production. See, I'm at 6 days. I did something on one of my lands 5 days ago, so that required to do a claim. Before you change anything on one of your lands, you need to do a claim. Otherwise, you could possibly lose what you have on that land. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through and go ahead and do claims. I need to get my spreadsheet up, though. But then we're going to talk about it a little bit and cycle in. So in Veritas, which I have number 1, I don't really have, I just have production going. I don't have any aura farming going or anything. So I just have production. And what I've just been doing is farming grain, wood and just selling it off. Hey, let's see here. Crypto Beaver says, watch the town hall. Marketing is working well. Lots of spell books being sold. Frontier mode is showing great numbers too. Yeah, everybody's into that Frontier mode. I just haven't had any luck. It's just like win or lose, 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 lose. So maybe that's a skill factor on my part. I don't have a whole lot of time during the day to play, but yeah, they did bring up the fact that the number of people actually signing up for the game and buying spell books has went up, so that's a good thing. And the judicious use of small amounts of marketing here and there for just small amounts of money seems to have worked. I have seen things pop up here and there, especially on X, about Splinterlands, so this is a good thing. And people are actually talking about it now, as far as on different forums and stuff I frequent. So that is a good thing. Wibble's in the house, and Gatherings here says, good morning. Been building my Frontier decks on my accounts, working on my $10 account now. Archons are still pricey. Made it to gold on my main account. Yeah, I can't even get out of bronze 3. It's just lose, 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 lose. Selling the foundation packs for DEC to build my land. Every 3 days, I will get enough to buy a max gold foil common and stake it. Nice. Indie Ant's in the house. Welcome. And Lady Sharon is here. Welcome, Sharon. Says, good morning. Upped Kayla and some other cars to 2nd level, having fun in tourneys and grinding away in Frontier. Currently solidly in silver, 3 in modern. Nice. Paul Taylor's here. Welcome, Paul. Sharon says, listen to some of the town hall, but haven't completed it. Yeah, once again, it's a long one. But I will say this, a lot of good information. I will say that it's clear that I like to hear from Nate, but sometimes that part of of it goes on. It's clear that he's the front man about talking about the whole big picture of the game and where they're taking it. So. Crypto Beaver says, where can we find a list of Twitch streamers who participate in the free card program? I don't know. I'm not, I don't hardly ever use Twitch, to tell you the truth. Frankly, it's a different demographic. Like I said, I tried it a few times. I tried to multi-stream this stream and people just weren't interested. I've tried to live stream some games and just people weren't interested. I guess I'm not most of what I do is just videos, right? These live streams on the weekends where we get together with each other and talk about what's going on in the game is a different kind of stream than what the younger demographic, I called younger because a lot of people are younger than me. Face it, from what I see, a lot of people that use Twitch are in the 20s, teens and 20s and maybe 30s. And I'm just not a lively personality when I'm gaming. A lot of times when I'm gaming, I'm thinking about what I'm doing, and I guess I'm just not what people want to watch on Twitch. So, but I'm sure that we could put together, because I'm in a separate channel on Discord for just streamers or just people who have channels, right? I'm sure we could put together a list of who is on that channel or that service. And I know that Tails is on it. I know that Buns, Bags, and Caps is on it. And there's a few other people. But we could probably put a list together. Lady Sharon says, I actually wonder if some of the people that I was playing that seem to have a lot of multiple accounts playing at the same time in Modern and Frontier are actual bots. It's possible, but to Dave's point, it seems that they're trying to crack down on that because it's not supposed to be being done, you know. I'm just modifying my spreadsheet here because I do need to do this claim. Sharon goes on to say, even if the guy I'm thinking of isn't playing several accounts at one time, for example, on different tabs, could inevitably end up win trading as they could be matched with each other sometimes. That's a good point. That's a good point. This is all things this game has been fighting for the last, 7 years or however long it's been going. Well, mostly been fighting since Chaos Legion, frankly. Gathering says, any plans of buying any cheap Chaos cards to prepare for burning them for Cinder? Nope. I'm not burning cards right now, really. The cards I'm buying, like I said, I did buy one card this week, and that's that max level beta that I'm getting ready to put on an Epic Land. But let's go ahead and do a harvest all and see what I got in. Love this claim all button. It saves a lot of time. Love it. But I only farm grain and wood in this particular region. Taking a second to write down. I just keep a log of everything I farm. Haven't really used it for anything yet, but I figured that it would be worth keeping in case I did have a use for it. Like I said before, in this region, I just farm wood and grain, and I sell some of that each week. Let's go into the trade hub and make a little bit of DC, because in the other regions I need to buy some stone because I do not farm stone. So let's choose grain and choose region 1. I had to do this anyway, so I figured I'd just do it on stream. So I got 348,000. Let's just sell off 100,000. 854 DEC. Let's reduce that. A little bit's a little bit. Because I'm going to need a little bit more DEC when I stake that card. I'm actually maxed out as far as my DEC staked. Let's see if we got any wood to sell. Yeah, let's sell off 50,000 wood. Make 1,500 DEC. I sell this off a little bit at a time on a weekly basis just to... because like I said, I will need to buy some stone in the other regions. Let's look back at chat, see what everybody's saying. Sudion's here. Welcome, Sudion. On a scale of 1 to 10, how pumped are you for the latest town hall? 7, 8. Probably. I'm always interested. They always seem to put out a good amount of information in the town hall. A lot of it is kind of forward looking. And obviously when Nate starts talking, I love Nate, but a lot of this stuff is just looking forward to the future, possible things that could happen and things like this. I like the idea, just kind of going off, derailing a little bit here. I've always liked the idea of customizable avatars. I'm talking about that because they spent several minutes there talking about the customizable avatars. I don't know how real custom. I don't know how far down that road they need to go, but it would be nice, like they were talking about, to be able to build your avatar and be able to display something on your avatar that makes you look different, makes you stick out, that you can earn from the game. And a lot of games have this. In fact, the majority of games that I play have this, where you can get backgrounds or frames, different faces, things that show how far you've progressed in the game or what you've done in the game or how long you've been with the game, stuck with the game. These things are all like earned accomplishments. Most of these games we play have those type of things that you can win, whether they're through playing or being around for a certain long time or being in land or investing this much in land or whatever. You know, I love that idea. I'm very much on board with, the land cards. Love that idea because I'm heavily into land, right? So I just like the idea that they still communicate with us. You know, it's more than 7 years later and they're still, all through those 7 years, the frequency of when they've had these town halls has fluctuated. We've had more, we've had less. There's been months and months where we haven't heard from them, and then there's been times where we hear from them several times a month, right? Also on the Discord, you hear from them, and you can usually get an answer to a question, you have either through Royal Eagle or somebody else, and also that whole separate channel for the town hall where even if you can't make it to the town hall, you can leave your question and somebody's going to probably answer it sooner or later whenever they look at it, right? So it's very nice to have a direct communication with the people that are building the game. So, Lady Sharon says, on the card giveaway for YouTube, honestly, they could just give you a card to give away versus the spinny thing. Yeah, well, the problem with giving away things on YouTube is it's got to be fair, right? You've got to do it in a fair method so that people who are joining in the giveaway feel like they're fairly represented. But what I'm saying is that doesn't really, they could do that, but that doesn't really compare to what the effort is, in the other method. The other method, the giveaway goes to people and it requires you to watch for 15 hours. Now, sometimes are you going to actively sit there and watch for 15 hours? Who knows? It's like in Atlas Earth where you watch ads. You watch ads, but most of the time you don't really watch them, right? So But the whole thing is to increase the marketing, or it's marketing, right? To increase the viewership of people live streaming, giving us a little something or other to give out. It's just coming up with a way to actually give it away. I've tried the whole ask trivia thing, which doesn't go over very well. We've used the wheel a number of times. That's the only, some kind of random way of picking names is the only way I can come up with that is actually what everybody would see as, fair. So I'm always up to suggestions, though. Okay, so we harvested, and I still have this plot that I got a deal on some time back, but I just haven't staked it out. Now let's go to my next. Actually, this is, yeah. So we harvested this. We need to harvest this. Now this is my only epic piece of land, and I need to switch in that new card. I'm not going to do it until I harvest, though. So this has got a benefit of a nice bonus of being an epic. Plus, I've got a common totem on it. I really need to switch in a rare totem, and my dog just barked for some reason. So maybe I'll have to switch in that rare totem next week. But so in this region, I also have aura being farmed on a rare magical plot as well. So let's go back to chat for a minute before I do this. VT Mac Guru's in the house. Welcome. Says old guys like myself would watch you on Twitch. I mean, it's not outside of not something. I mean, I could try it again. It's just I haven't been successful in the past. And I kind of set my sights on, YouTube and focusing in on what I'm doing on YouTube. So Power Daz is in the house. Welcome. Sharon says, at least me and Ron's drag are on the same page with loose, and found. I don't even understand what you're saying there. Sometimes I think it's because I'm new. I have dipped into B2 before, but then right back down. Oh, Bronze 2. Yeah. Yeah. Gathering. Yeah, this is old stuff, though, too, because even back in the day when before the game had changed radically, it was tough to get out of Bronze 3. So this is nothing new. Just because there's a large portion of people in Bronze 3 trying to battle to get out of Bronze 3. And Frontier throws in that extra little difficulty level there of everybody having the exact same cards pretty much. Gathering says, if you are playing Frontier, especially on new accounts, make sure you have enough potions for your claims. Each card takes one of your potions, doubling your chance of legendary gold or gold. Yep. Yeah, I mean, if you got them, you got them. If you don't want to spend money on them, if they're not at all very expensive, but you can go in and buy them with your glint. But make sure, it's a good point, that whenever you're going to turn over cards or open packs or open chests, it's good to have potions if you can, because even though your chances of getting a gold foil or a legendary is very slim, very small, doubling it's better than nothing, especially when it doesn't cost a whole lot, considering you can buy these potions with glint. And I've got plenty of these potions from over the years, although I feel that lately my numbers have been going down. Wibble wants a beaver avatar. Gabrielle Pantano is here. Welcome, Gabrielle. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow. If you can join us, that would be good. Let's go ahead and harvest the second one. So I've got 250,000 DEC staked in this next region. So let's go ahead and harvest all. You can see that I have a shortage of stone. I'm going to come up short on stone. Yeah, I need an extra 5,000 stone. So I'm just going to go in and buy some stone for DEC in Tostrington, and I need 5,000. So I've just been buying basically what I need on a weekly basis. So that's going to cost me 405 DEC, but it will give me enough. Why is that not allowing me to? Oh, I know. Yeah, I put it in backwards. Nope, not 50,000. Okay, so it's going to cost me 500 DEC, and I want that in Tostrington. So let's go ahead and swap. And that will give me enough to go ahead and claim, because I am producing aura in this region. In fact, I would like to boost that up a little bit, but I'm trying to average out. Okay, so now I'm good to claim. So let's go ahead and claim. Let's jump back into chat while this is working. Wibble says, some poor streamer is going to have to listen to me saying Wind Beaver for 15 hours. Well, I've been listening to you say it for 2+ years. So let me go ahead and take this down. 23,000, almost 24,000 grain. If you guys don't find this interesting, I can not do this. I don't do this too often. I just needed to do it and didn't want to forget about it and thought it might be interesting to some people. And barely a little bit of iron, but what we're going to be doing is we're going to be boosting the iron output this week with that card I got. And it's just been a slow process. I'll buy a new card, like one new card every week or something like that. And I've got 2,600 aura that currently I'm really just saving. I did have to buy a wagon repair kit after the last drop. And by the way, I thought when they put those in, we weren't supposed to have to repair the wagons after that first airdrop. He said we weren't supposed to have to do that after the first airdrop, and that change was only going to kick in on the second one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know he said that. Okay, let's go back. Now, since we made the claim, let's go back in and swap in our card. So, see, here's my epic. Let's go in here. It is a Caldera, currently producing almost 10 iron an hour. Let's go ahead and manage. Currently got mostly gold foil common maxed Chaos Legion. There is one rare here. Let's pull out this Antoid Platoon. And let's go in with our Cerebrus and add that. Save changes. Like I said, I need to remember to swap in one of my rare totems on here. You know what? I put my rare totems on grain. I did that. I have to think about it. So my production is going to go up to 12.7, and I will have another card that I can swap in, put somewhere else. So this reminds me that I have a card I took off of, I upgraded last week on one of my grain producers. Let's go back. So I upgraded a card last week here. So I had swapped in a Frozen Soldier here and brought out one of my other Earth cards. So what we can actually do is we can go into one of my grain producing lands. Okay, this is full. I know I had a parcel over here, or a plot over here that needed... Oh, no. Okay, this is the one. So I've got a card sitting and it's not being used. It is a Venari Knifer that we're going to add to that. And I am going to have to add some DEC. So I'm going to have to add 10,000 DEC. So that's going to improve. That's going to almost double my production from 62.9 to 111.3. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll get back to chat in a minute. I just had to, I'm thinking through a process here of what I wanted to do on my land while we're here. And I see it's noon. It's 12 o'clock, so it means I have to do my weekly pack opening, which last week was pretty good. So what I want to do here is I want to go in and stake 10,000 because it is a max level card. We are on Vertos, so let's go ahead and stake. So if you don't have enough DEC staked, you're not going to get your full production value out of whatever you staked. Okay, so we're good there. Now we still just have to, I forgot to turn my Archmage bot off. We still have to do this region, but before we do, let's go ahead and check back into chat. Gathering says, someone posted 7 unsurveyed plots in my region. Interesting. Before I could buy one, someone bought 6 of them, and one ended up being an epic bog. Nice. That's pretty cool. Supreme Victory Studios is here. The like button says hello. Right. To his point, please leave a like on this live stream. And also, please subscribe if you haven't already. I would appreciate that. Thanks for dropping by, Supreme. Lady Sharon says 15 hours. See, I thought it would be just like if you join the stream, they would do like a raffle type giveaway every so often, not like a guaranteed after you watch X amount. No. In fact, we can actually look at that. This is the way the Twitch drops work. Okay, it's not just Splinterlands, right? It's everything. It's just you need to be on the stream for a certain amount of time, and then you get drops. I've been in other games where I linked them up and just kind of turned it on, put it off to the side while I was gaming, just to give the person another person on their stream, plus get the giveaway. So here's what we're looking at: the Arena Fanatic. It looks like it's a ranged card. Here's the scale here. Watch 3 hours, you get 1,000 glint. Watch 6 hours, another 1,000. Watch 9, so 3 hour increments, right? And the first 4 increments, you get 1,000 glint each. And then when you hit that 15 hours, then you get 1 BCX or 1 CC of the Arena Fanatic card. Rewards appear via in-game pop-up notifications. Okay, so yeah, and I'm sure there's more to it, but you would have to, watch multiple 15 hour. I'm not sure. Does it say, can you earn multiple BCX of this? To make this card usable, you would have to earn multiple BCX. I'll have to read through this a little bit. I read through it, but I didn't see anything about if you can earn multiple BCX. Might have to ask Dave about that one. Oops, wrong page. Lady Sharon says, I don't have a Twitch account yet. I was kind of thinking of it for other reasons, though. Twitch is cool. I mean, they got a lot of cool streamers. They've got a lot of nonsense going on where we won't even talk about it. But people who get high stream rates for wearing very little clothing, basically, if you're into that. But, a lot of gamer streams and such. I just don't, I guess I can do it as far as doing a video and being able to stop and edit and everything. But whenever I'm playing a game, I'm oftentimes concentrating too much on the game to be able to give good, keep talking. It's very hard. One of the things for me, it's very hard to keep coming up with things to say and keep people engaged on a chat unless I am specifically thinking about it, like in this kind of stream, right? So when I'm gaming, I'm usually thinking about the game, right? So it's hard for me to do that. So, but not you know, not saying I couldn't try it. It's just I put a lot of time and effort into actually doing my YouTube thing. And actually, I got a new channel that I'm working on with my daughter that's going to be really cool. Not gaming related. It's more book reading. I'll put more information out if you're interested in listening to classic audiobooks. But there's a lot of time involved. Like if I put out a video, and you know, Gathering knows this, and if you do videos, you know that if you see a video from me, that oftentimes means 3 to 4 hours worth of work, and that's after I go to work all day, right? So I'm just not a Twitch streamer, really. Oh, here we go. The bot. Yeah, I forgot to turn the bot off. So we got a weak magic round with true aim. Oh, they kind of aim true. Didn't that used to be called true aim? And then magic out. Wands out. Oh, so it's wands out and weak magic at the same time. Okay, so my bot picked Conqueror Jasek against Helios Matriarch. Wow. This is a level 1. So Archmage picked a level 1 Conqueror Jasek to go up against an 8th level Helios Matriarch. Well, yeah, I don't even stand any chance here. But let's watch the battle since it popped up. That's a weird call there. Okay, I'm just trying to catch up with chat. Yeah, I do need to do an alchemy pack, and then I need to do my last region as far as claim goes. And I got defeated, just like I figured. I don't know. Sometimes you look at what the Archmage bot picks, and you're like, why did it pick that? I mean, I'm not a great player, and I wouldn't have picked a level 1 Archon to go. You know, it's in Diamond 1. Oh well. Okay, let's buy our pack. Let's go ahead and buy our weekly pack. Let's go in, and I've got enough moolah in there, credits to buy a pack. Let's do one, and hopefully, cross my fingers for a pack as good as last week or better. Okay, view and mana well. Now I have enough potions, so let's go ahead and open it. Cross your fingers. Well, epic gold foil. Can't complain. So the rest are commons. Epic gold foil Arendurial. So not bad. That's above average, right? Above average. Let's go to I was looking at fire cards for that one piece of land. Let's look at gold foil. And she's a dragon. So that's a $10 card, right? It's a $10 card. So I need 3 BCX of that to bring it up to the next level, though. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Above average. Just trying to catch up with chat. Wibble goes on to say, playing Gedfer in Frontier. I know that name. Yeah, Wibble's playing Gathering's other account. Supreme Victory Studios says the Twitch expansion is fantastic. Well, that's good to hear. I didn't know Twitch had an expansion. I'm sure they're constantly, you know, making it better over time. Lady Sharon says, oh, I do that with Storm Chaser streams. Just leave it on and kind of listen to it. That will that if something happens, grab the phone real quick. Yeah, I just asked my wife. My wife loves to watch the weather. She's always keeping up with it. I can just ask her at any point in the day, give me a weather report, and she'll let me know. It's been kind of spicy around here. I live up around Philadelphia, and there was a hurricane. It's off into the Atlantic now. Thank goodness it didn't hit the East Coast, but we kind of got some of those, the bad side. If you've been around hurricanes, we got the west side, the bad side of the hurricane, as far as flooding. And if you live on the coast, you probably have to deal with flooding. But it's been a weird year. A lot of rain, a lot of flooding around the United States. I know spots in Texas have had it bad. Spots in Tennessee and Kentucky have had it bad. Up here around New Jersey area has had it bad. So it's been a weird year. Sharon goes on to say, also, I like the land stuff because it kind of gives me an idea of how things flow. Yeah, speaking of that, let's go ahead and go into Ravenwood and do a harvest all. I probably need some stone. Yeah, I need 2,000 stone here. So we're going to do about the same thing. I need 2,000 in Ravenwood. Always remember to bring your fluctuations down to 0.5. Should save you a little bit. So this is going to cost me 200 DEC, so not too much. Let's go ahead and swap. And always remember, you don't get exactly what you type in. So let's see what it gives me. Hey, it did that time. Hey, good, nice. So let's go back and let's do a claim all. Check in with chat. Gathering says 3 more wins, and I'm done with the Gedfer account for the day. It takes a lot of time to make content, even low-budget channels like mine. Yeah, I'm with you here. Okay, another match. Love Halfling Refugee. So this is a more appropriate matchup. Seems very similar. I wouldn't be surprised if this is 2 bots. 2 Archmage bots playing each other. So my Halfling Refugee is higher level than his. However, I have a low level Weirding Warrior, whereas his is higher level. Okay, let's go and battle. See who wins this. Both max level Archons. There's one of my black foils. One of my 2 common black foils. And you can see the Archmage bot is using the black foils from the newest expansion. Hey, it's a victory. I got 1,061 glint and 5.082 SPS. Okay, so once again, let's go back to land and production. We've got to get this done. Got to get this done. I have 1 property that I have not done much with. I do need to figure out what to do with that. And I've got a few properties here that are not maxed out as far as staking. So I've just been slowly working with these things. I need to look at them and kind of beef them up a little bit. But I do have a fair amount of them that are fully staked out. So let's go ahead and do a harvest all. Oh, I already did the harvest all. Oh, I know what happened. I didn't even get a chance to write down my numbers because I did the harvest all, and then before I could write the numbers down, it kicked through and did the match. Oh well. Well, my whole goal is on a weekly basis to try to improve my situation a little bit. So this week, what I was able to do is increase the iron I'm producing in this region, which I've been producing a little bit more than what I actually need to claim the aura that I need. And anything extra, I can just sell off or trade it for DEC, right? Sell for DEC, right? And then we also went ahead and increased one of my plots here, so I'll have a little bit more grain to use. So I need to look at my card situation and improve that a little bit. But Okay, let's go to, before I forget about it, let's see if we can improve conflicts. So I'm at 145,000. Let's go ahead and clear all. I love this feature as well, or this function as well they build in. Okay, now let's go ahead. Autofill my wagons again. Came out about the same. Okay. Now, if I can go ahead and that newest one I got, Arendurial, if I can go ahead and get one more BCX of her and be able to combine it, then that'll help out my points here. Okay, let's see. What are we doing here? Gathering says card market watch takes about 3 to 4 hours. Land one about 2.5 hours. Snowballs is here. Welcome, Snowballs. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, we're just talking about Splinterlands. I was just, go with the flow. I was just discussing what I was doing this week in Splinterlands, and I did my claims on my land and shifted in a new card on one land, and then shifted another card that was previously on another land onto another land. So it's like a game of checkers or whatever you want to call it. Gathering says we have had a hot summer after a cold, windy spring. A lot of rain around here. I think I have an iron plot in Ravenwood I need to get up and running. I'm balanced out pretty well. I wish I had a stone plot in Tostrington, but the cost of the... I keep my eye on the plots of land on a daily basis. Oh, I want to mention something before I forget about it, but Splinter Cards, I heard a couple days ago, I started seeing this message here, and unfortunately Splinter Cards is not going to be updated anymore. So that means I check like twice a day, in the morning and in the evening before I go to bed, the price of DEC and SPS, just to keep an eye on what their prices are. And apparently for some reason, I guess they weren't making enough, or whoever keeps this website up has something else to do with their life, whatever, is no longer going to keep this up. I did hear a few months back that some rumblings of some of these totals were not staying up to date and being correct when I used them in one of my videos. So maybe they're doing something else with their life right now. But it's unfortunate, because this has been like a part of my daily life for a couple of years now, right? Because it has so many cool things on it. Most of what I use is the information about DEC and SPS. So if you know of another website that keeps an accurate, up-to-date total of what the price of DEC and SPS is, let me know. I just wanted to mention that before we get on to another topic. Crypto Beaver says, have we heard if we will be crafting revival potions soon for survival mode? I have not heard anything further on that. Lady Sharon says, speaking of land, as our brawl is over, I have to get SPS and harvest. I just used the brawl timing to remind myself to harvest the one land I have. Yeah, well, it's as long as you harvest it once a week, you know. I just nothing will go to waste, right? You can harvest it pretty much a lot more often than that if you want, but I think there's an hour time frame. I don't know what the limit is, but you can. I know when it first came out, people were harvesting multiple times a day. Mine, at my point, I just harvest it. As long as I do it once a week, I'm doing good, right? So, but the whole point there is at least once a week, because at the week point, everything stops earning you anything. So it's basically wasting, you know. Sharon goes on to say, I'm hoping they don't end up like completely ruining land for somebody that just has one item. Cycling back to that, I haven't listened to the Cinder part yet, but I'm hoping that is something can either use or sell. Yeah, I don't have any information on the Cinder yet. You know, I don't. I need to listen to the part about the Cinder. If you have any points about that, you can add it to chat. I think they need to stop adding new, in effect, tokens. If it's a new token, I think they need to stop it because we have enough tokens as it is. But as far as the land goes, mostly what I'm afraid of is that whole salt tax. And it's still being worked on, and how salt is going to work. I'm really afraid of it because, you know, I have spent so much on land and the cards to put on land and the DEC to put on land. If they keep adding costs for land, they're just going to strangle everybody out of the land game. That's what I'm afraid of. So, yeah. Didn't mean to be a downer, but that's what I always worry about. Gathering Magic says, good job on the Guild Brawl. First place. Yeah, we took... I'm in the KGM Jam Guild on my secondary account. And we've been doing pretty good. My primary account, we moved into the top tier of brawls. See, I got 4,250 merits and 48 staked SPS for being part of this brawl. But we've been doing good in KGM Jam. Let's see here. Yeah, we're in the 3rd rank of brawls, and we've been doing pretty good. I got 6 wins and 2 losses this time around. And fair difference there, 85 over 79. This account basically just has like leftover cards that I had from my main account. I haven't really artificially went in and done anything with this account in a long time, besides like you know, doing campaign and stuff like that. Lady Sharon says, I also noticed that there's a 2-day difference between the start of a new brawl instead of 1 day. I always thought it was 2-day prep, 2-day battle, 1-day finish, rinse, repeat. To tell you the truth, I haven't kept track of that. I've been doing it for long. I should know this. And I don't know if they have changed it. I thought it was just always like 2 days. 2 days prep. The next brawl begins in 2 days, basically. I don't know what the timing is on that. Maybe somebody else can pitch in. Wibble agrees. Sad to see Splinter cards go, and Gathering agrees. Yeah, if you, especially if you are a content creator, these little blocks of information have been great as far as you know, providing information on things to talk about, you know, on YouTube, and especially when you're researching a topic and you want to get some facts and figures and stuff like that. And he's built it up, he or she, whoever built it, has built it up over time. And it just started out kind of basic, and over time they've built it up to include a lot of different stuff. So if you know of a better channel or another tool where we can keep up to date with DEC and SPS, let me know. Gathering says, other than land, what is your main focus as far as building your deck, modern or frontier? Well, frankly, what I've been doing as far as building my deck goes is buying my 1-pack for the gold foil every week. And then that hopefully leads to, let's look at my main play has been my guild brawls switch over to playing gold foil brawls. You know, one of the hardest parts of a brawl is from a guild level is finding people to fill those gold foil brawls, right? So whenever the new set came out, I decided, well, I'm going to do something a little bit different. You know, I had been playing the higher level brawls, regular foil, but I'm like, well, with the new one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the gold foils, right? And because of that, what I had to do is obviously start buying gold packs where I'm going to get a gold foil mandatory in it. They cost a little bit more, but in a lot of cases, we've been watching along and they've been pretty cool packs, right? But I need to go in here. You can see the status of my gold foil so far. There's my gold foil pickle, max level. Thanks, Matt. But I've been coming along, and mostly what I've been playing is silver because that's the minimum level at our ranking that you can play. And let's look at the archons. You know what I need to do is I need to go ahead and just get most of my archons, all of them are at 3. And no, I don't have the really cool dragon, the legendary dragon, because it's just too damn expensive in gold foil. So I've got these level 3. What I do need to do is bring these up to level 4, but it's a little bit of a money situation. Let's see, cards for sale, $24 a pop, so that's basically why I haven't increased them, and I'm allowing, I just keep my Archmage bot playing in wild. You can see the season activity here. Just to keep a little bit of SPS coming in and glint coming into my account. Like I said, I don't have time. I've been messing around with Frontier, but just to have fun. But it ends up being a little bit frustrating because I just keep losing, right? I like the idea of it. I like that what it's added to the game, especially from a new user standpoint. I think it's great. I love the idea of they're talking about, opening up more non-soulbound cards for earning through the game, right? I like that whole idea. So that's where I stand. And I had to pull the little bit of SPS I had in the pools because they stopped the pools. I pulled that out. I still do my claims, on a daily basis. And, I earn 25 to 35 SPS a day, I'm not talking about the SPS I get off of battles. I talk about just what I'm earning. I'm interested in, they did talk about, what's the picture of what the game will be like, what you can earn after SPS has stopped, I like the idea where they said, well, in the town hall, and I know we're coming up towards the end, but I like the idea that they're continuing to think about what to do with the game after SPS, the minting of SPS is stopped, right? And they have some good ideas, and like I said, I like the idea of them maybe continuing to put out some cards that you can earn off of play that aren't soulbound, because I completely understand why soulbound was done, and I completely understand the dynamic there about how it changed everything. But I still think that back in the day when we earned cards like you can in Frontier now, that the game was much more popular, right? Of course, we were in a bull run. There's a lot of arguments, a lot of side points about that, right? But everybody just likes to earn cards, right? Even if you can turn around and sell them for a few cents. And now there's a good point brought up in Discord earlier, okay? Bots are out of Modern, right? So why can't we give away some cards in Modern? Evidently from Dave's statement this morning, not all bots are out of Modern. And like we talk about a lot, it's an ongoing battle, That's kind of one of the parts of this whole game. Any game where it's play to earn or Web3, where people can play to earn, right? Crypto instead of real money, right? Which can be swapped for real money. But the deviation there is if you can earn in a game, part of the manpower hours of your development team have to be designated towards fighting the people that are trying to cheat the system. So I know I went off on a side limb there, but I felt like I needed to talk about it because we're talking about the same thing in Atlas Earth, which I'll be having a live stream tomorrow on that topic. Alex T says Frontier for the win. I agree. It's a good thing for the game, even though I'm not making any headway with it. Alex T says just use death. Don't watch the battles. Just grind through it. Statistically, you'll level up if you use death all the time. Well, good point. I'll try it. I like death. In fact, I was trying to make a like a death card to go around my picture. Maybe you know what I like is like a death dragon card, a dual splinter card to put around my head frame like they do on the town halls. I'm a Draco Lich. Nope, bronze dragon. Frontier modern bots. Ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Well, hopefully they're trying to do something about it because it is against the rules. I can see where it would require a fair amount of resources, and I'm not into the back end enough to know. Obviously, if they could have implemented something that hardcore stopped them by now, I'm sure they would have, but I'm sure it's a tricky situation from a development standpoint. Gathering says team still needs to make a bronze dragon card. Yep, I guarantee you, if you made a bronze dragon card, I would automatically buy a fully leveled card because I would have to. Why not? And I'd buy one to give away on my channel. Okay, this has been Bronze Dragon. I hope you've had a great week, and I hope the week ahead of you is also going to be good. I hope the weather is good around you. And as I always say, because if you don't have your health, you have nothing. I hope everyone in your house is as healthy and happy. And I will see you next week, same bat time, same bat channels, as we all progress our adventures in Splinterlands. Have a good one.